Okay, so let's talk about leadership. We hear it all the time, right? That empathy is the thing, the secret sauce. You've got to be able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. But what if I told you that's only half the story? That there's another level we need to unlock?
I mean, it sounds great, doesn't it? Who wouldn't want a boss who gets it, who understands what you're going through? But here's the big question we're digging into today. Is just understanding really enough? Is that all it takes to be a great leader?
All right, so to really get to the bottom of this, we need to break down two really important concepts. It all boils down to this: the difference between just feeling something alongside someone and actually doing something to help.
Okay, first up, let's talk empathy. You know, the one we hear about all the time. At its core, empathy is about awareness. It's that ability to look at someone and go, okay, I see what you're going through, and I can imagine how that feels. It's super important. It's the starting block, the foundation for any real connection.
But then comes the upgrade. This is where compassion steps in. Think of it as the next level. It takes that empathy and adds a super critical ingredient: the drive to actually do something. It's not just understanding the struggle, it's the desire to make it better. And you can see the difference so clearly here. On one side, you've got empathy. It's about awareness, about understanding. It's a connection for sure, but it's pretty passive. But look at the other side. Compassion takes that and turns it into a desire to help. It's about acting on that feeling. That's the big leap, right there, from passive connection to active, hands-on support. So you might be thinking, okay, what's the big deal? Well, here's the thing. Empathy, all by itself, can actually be a trap. It's what we call the empathy trap. A leader can get so good at understanding a problem that they just stop there. They feel the pain, they get it, but they never actually do anything to fix it. And that's where it all falls apart.
Let's make this real. Imagine this scene. You're in a meeting, and you see a manager just completely humiliate one of your coworkers. I mean, just tears them down in front of everyone. Oof, you can feel it, right? That hot flash of embarrassment for them, maybe some anger. You can totally imagine what they're feeling. That right there, that's empathy.
And scene. Empathy's job is done. It stops right there. You successfully tuned in to their feeling. But take a step back. What's actually changed? Nothing. Your coworker is still feeling terrible, the manager's behavior goes unchecked, and you're just watching from the sidelines.
But compassion? Compassion flips the script entirely. It doesn't just sit there and observe. It sparks a question, a really powerful question. What can I do to help? And that question, that's the engine. That's what moves you from being a bystander to being an ally, someone who's ready to step up.
So this is what we mean by the compassion upgrade. And let's be super clear. We're not saying get rid of empathy. No way. It's about building on it. It's about taking that essential foundation of understanding and transforming it into a real, actionable leadership tool.
So how do you actually do this? How does a leader make that shift? Well, it breaks down into a pretty clear path. It all starts with step 1, understand. That's your empathy. But then you move to step 2, actively listen. And I mean really listen, not just to the feelings, but to what's needed. Then, step 3 is all about seeking solutions. You start brainstorming, figuring out how to support them. And finally, the most important part, step 4, you take action.
Okay, so what's the payoff? Why does making this upgrade from empathy to compassion even matter? Well, the impact is huge. It's way bigger than just making people feel heard. It can actually change the entire culture of a workplace.
Think about it. A compassionate leader drives real, tangible change. Why? Because they're not just nodding along with a problem, they're digging in to fix the underlying issues. That's what makes a meaningful impact. You start to build a team that's all about proactive problem solving. And all of this is how you create those psychologically safe workplaces we're all striving for. Places where people actually feel safe enough to speak up, to take a risk, to be themselves.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. If you take one thing away from our chat today, let it be this. Truly effective leadership is all about turning feeling into doing. It's the art of transforming that "I feel for you" moment into an "I'm here for you" action.
So I'll leave you with a question to think about. The next time a problem pops up with your team, take a second and check in with yourself. Is your first instinct just to understand how they feel, or does it spark that next question? What can I do to help? Are you an empathetic observer or a compassionate leader?